Hi, chat. There, finally that's working. Now maybe we can get the camera looking at the right thing. This was not the intro to this I was hoping for, chat. But we have a pig here. Or at least half of one. We're going to make some coffee to start, though, because I'm going to need some caffeine for this project. I think this is considerably smaller than the couple of the last half pigs I've got. This is 75 pounds. Of course, I don't have a hanging weight scale to check if they're lying to me or not. It's so nice when that mute button works. We're a little off angle here because pig in the way. Got the hacksaw out already for doing this. I've only used this hacksaw on pork. And other than some dust. I don't remember what the weights were on the last pigs I got. I'm going to guess it's right about there. Nope. I've cleaned out a bunch of room in the fridge. I've cleaned essentially the middle shelf. I've cleaned off the top of the, sort of cleaned off the top. I really should probably wipe it down before I open it up. But I've gotten the chest freezer all ready to receive things. How come Scramble no worky? It didn't post I'm going live either. Thank you for joining me, everyone. Cheers. Alright, let's get into this. Let's get the cutting board out of the way, because we're not going to be cutting on this cutting board much tonight. By the way, chat, I don't even know if I'm going to end up making myself dinner tonight. Like, maybe I'll throw a piece of pork on there and some rice, but I still have a plate from last night. I mean, I still got this chilling in the fridge from last night. I got this wrapped up pretty good, which is good, because I've also had them give them to me, different place, give them to me completely unwrapped, which is not fun to carry in the house. Not that I advocate using all this plastic just for that. I don't know. It is nice to get it in the house. Okay, I'm beyond that now. We're cutting the rest of this. I also touched up all of my carving knives and good stuff for this. That's a good plan. Put these over there. I don't need to worry so much about dirty dishes right now. And then they got it in a webbing, sort of like it's a Christmas tree or something. Wish I could save all this cheesecloth. It's essentially what it is. Like, I don't have any real uses for non-culinary. And starting cutting our belly away from the leg. We're gonna have to go up a bit further on that bacon. They stole my caul fat. I wanted the caul fat. Well, not them, but... Hi, Nova. Yeah. Welcome to my stream. Do I want to... Yeah, let's go ahead and try and break this off. Here. Is there a point where I can break into? Oh, there it is. It's down there. Okay, we're just sawing through this. Just casually throwing pieces of pork into my coffee. I'd be sweating already. Okay, so we have our ham and our first of our two trotters. I am not going to be doing that lovely dish. I will be doing something with this, but I don't know what yet. It's already been hooked by this. They hang them by the tendon. I think I'm going to use a half sheet pan for this. This is just going to go in the fridge right now. Okay, so we got the front done here. Okay. Then we switch over to the other side. between third and fourth. I have a cheat sheet, by the way, chat. It's the first time I'm consulting it, but... Okay, third rib. 1, 2, 3. In the middle. This has been hanging for several days, so the skin is a bit drier, which is going to make it a little bit harder for me. But it's also a little bit more optimal aging. That and they got it earlier than I asked and anticipated. So what we have here is our butts. Our butt and our shoulder. That I'm gonna have to clean through. This is some of the nastiest parts of the pig that we're worried about. I mean, it's been traveling open beyond that, but it's also where you can find your occasional bad bits that you don't want in there. I'm escaping my mind what I'm trying to think of the term of. And this has got all the money parts here. And this is really why I'm doing this myself. This gives me the option to keep this tenderloin, which I already have partially cut through. Not worried. Tenderloin was not... I mean, I got an extra tenderloin in the fridge that I haven't even cooked right now. What I'm after are T-bone chops. With this, with the bone, with the loin. Which the loin's on the outside of these. Move this up here for right now. Next up, we're going to remove our belly. And this gets a little tricky compared to the traditional way of butchering this. I now have to almost cut this blind. Refresh my memory, is Kaufman's stuffed trotter a smoked trotter? I know that's actually a favorite of what's his name's as well. He always did trotters too. So we're cutting down to the bones here. And then off of the bones. I'm keeping this. This would normally be like the extra rib meat. Didn't do it. And we have our uncleaned up half a bacon here. Half pig. Half pig without the head or any of the offal, and they stole kidney and the leaf fat. However, this is now that with the skin on. So we got to remove the skin. The inner belly was like folded in. It's not nearly as dry as this outer part. Like, this is practically soft. This is... If I get around to it, we can do chicharrones. I don't know how high that is up on my list of things to do. Sure. I was just planning on throwing them in sausage, though. So it's not like a gigantic loss. Actually, I think I'm probably okay with not paying for that weight. Yeah. This is where tough skin gets an issue. At least they're not lying to me and saying that they skinned it because of COVID. Which happened, I think, the last time I did this. They sold it to me skinned. Which... there's good and bad. I don't know if tackling this right now is the best plan with all the meat out open air. I maybe should have left skinning this for later. In fact, I think I'm going to do that. Just keeping things cool. We're gonna move on. Now the question is, do I want to keep these super long? Yeah, why not? Do we want to do 1 or 2 ribs? Let's do 2 ribs. Now this is something I should do before I cut all these. I should get all this skin off. This I can be a little bit more generous with we only want a thin layer of fat on this. Bacon, I want to save all the fat that I can. This, I can just throw the excess in with sausage or... Hey, they can see me. I don't have a dinner command for tonight. I'm just cutting up pig. I bought a half pig. I've already cut the ham off. We've got our shoulder and butt up there. I'm currently cutting some of the fat and the skin off of our loin and everything else. Oh. Oh yeah. I'll be eating pork for a while off of this. This is pork for the next year. But that's why the chest trees are over there. So that I can buy large cuts of meat like this, get the cuts of meat out of it that I want that you can't normally easily buy. Wait a minute, are you not chopped all the way through yet? You need more prep. Come on, flat blade bone. Maybe we should just be doing this from this angle. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll just clean that with a knife. Okay, we're flipping it back over this way. I'm going to do all the individual cuts for the chops. These little flat blade bones are what's, they go crossed. If it's just a bandsaw, they just go straight through them. But I don't have that luxury. Anyone recognize this strip meat? I've already pointed it out before, but probably the easiest one to tell. Mundo. And I'm going to cut it away from these two chops. Do I want to keep them completely bone in? Why not? This here, in steak terms, would be your flank. Or sorry, skirt. Just trying to cut through all my other meat. It's trying to detach itself from the bone. No! Okay, time for a coffee break. I touched the button and stopped the music by mistake. No more air conditioning noises. And so we're going straight. I've already half cut into these using the hacksaw. I've literally taken a hacksaw, or actually taken a hacksaw to my tenderloin. In order to get bone-in chops, or bone-in T-bones of pork. And that's just extra tenderloin, so I'm leaving that on, even though it's a little ugly. That is the number one thing that I am here for. These T-bones. Am I not thinking about moving? I'm constantly thinking about moving. It's just not... I don't know when it's ever going to be feasible. A little thin on the bottom there. Now that's a nice... I could debone this, but I think I am just going to save this for sausage. And let's get packaging this stuff up so that I can get that in the freezer. Filling up, but I don't have a fancy vacuum sealer. By fancy vacuum sealer, I mean a chambered vacuum sealer. I would like a chambered vacuum sealer. I'm not really interested in like a space saver type deal. I did just see somewhere like a couple months ago, someone's coming out with maybe a reasonably priced chambered vacuum sealer. I have to double check on that. I mean, we've already got 4 solid dinners here, bagged and ready to go. I'm totally making money on that, right? For those worried that I'm throwing those, I'm throwing them bone side down with them now sealed in plastic. They're going to handle it okay. Messy one with a little bit of extra tenderloin I'm going to leave fresh. I'm not sure because they charged me a deposit and then a full amount. I'm not 100% happy with this one either. They gave me a smaller pig than I think I wanted, and they could have sold me. So smaller than they wanted. Hi, Michael. That's getting to me much less so these days. It certainly is if you're going after special cuts, like I'm doing for this. Like tomahawk pork chops. Or tomahawk roast. Or the T-bones that I've got down there with the tenderloin and with the loin. Yeah, this is partially because when COVID hit, I bought myself a chest freezer. Even though I don't have a garage or anything, it's right there. It's hard to get on the cameras because it's 180 degrees for most of them. But it's right there, chap. There's a chest freezer right there. You have the other side of this table. You have barely enough walk room for me to go. I have a chair over here that cuts into this space pretty majorly. But from the edge of this table to the chest freezer is maybe 4 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot. Did I say hi? Hi, Will. Welcome in, Will. See, it's just like I vacuum packed it. It's all stuck together. Well, Michael, from these cuts that I'm doing here, yeah, if you're going to a specialty butcher, you could still probably get them, but you're not going to find them at Safeway or, you know, the conventional stores anymore, because they just break down to the traditional 4 primals, which I sort of destroyed 2 of those by cutting in between them. Like, I just kept the center sort of like whole other than removing the bacon. Teach you the water trick I'm doing? I have a big pot of water over here. That's all that's in this pot. Put it in the bag, you seal it all the way up. I push a finger in there to leave about that much space open for the air to go out. And I submerge it down so that you only got like this little corner that's still above the water. And then I seal it. So basically I'm removing, the water forces all of this as tight as compact. It's going to force all the air out. So it's essentially the same thing. It's not as good though. And it's not going to last as nicely. But it's great for this because it's going to cut down heavily on freezer burn and things like that, if anything happens along that line. These all need more cleaning. I'm just not doing it tonight. I'm giving myself that work 4 or 5 times versus oh no, this isn't what I wanted. Darn it. I gotta live with them now, though. I don't like sliders, chat. Though these are a little bit easier in that sense that you can just slide them to here. Make sure you got that little air pocket and go about it. It didn't want to do it as nicely though. But yeah. You say that like you make Wellington a lot. Wellington's one of the dishes that I haven't done on stream. And have no real intentions of. Nice. Okay, so we got those set up. Let's break down the front here, our picnic. Hey, Hockey Mask. So we got our second trotter here now. I don't know if I want to break that one in half or not. Sort of thinking not. Do I want to go at it from that angle? This is going to be great for our stock. This piece right here. So now this, minus the bloody parts up here, you might recognize as a butt or a shoulder cut. A little bit of dried stuff there. And so this, I am going to separate into... I definitely want to do these smaller than last time. Might do right down the center here. Hopeful we didn't hit a gland there, which it doesn't look like we did. For those that haven't been intensely watching, this end over here was originally over here. So I'm gonna saw through the H bone here. Not quite. No, we're waiting on these two. Yeah, that looks like a decent sized roast. We can do that for a roast. And then this one, maybe do this way if we can get that way with the leg. Like I could separate that, but I think I'm just going to put it all together. And this, we just want to get rid of some of that heavy, bloody front parts here that can go in stock. You just want to get rid of the heavy coagulated blood stuff. I think I'm going to leave those like that. The skin is so stiff where it's dried from the air from the refrigerator, from the walk-in it was in, that it's like a piece of plastic. Like down here it's nice and soft and it's going to be hard to cut. But up here, it just make sure you don't cut through it. Now, I very untraditionally cut this butt or the shoulder up quite a bit. And to justify that to chat, I'm not doing, like, I've done a couple of, like, whole pork butt roasts and that in the past. They're fun, but it's way too, like, I have to plan out like a whole week with them in order to go through all of it. This is still going to be several day projects, but it's not going to be like a whole week. Then again, most supermarkets are like cutting these down in pretty small sizes these days, I see most of the time. For those unaware, this is essentially a little bit of an extension of the belly fat, so it's like some bacon with our butt. That butt has some extra bacon. Bacon's gonna be tomorrow's project. Bacon we're going to cure. I'm gonna cure all of it this time. Last time I left some of his pork belly. Nah. We're just gonna cure all of it. I'm not gonna smoke it though, so it's gonna be unsmoked bacon. I'm glad I don't work as a butcher. I'm already getting tired. Come on, go back on there. I got the pork in the bag, and now the slider's broke. I'm streaming all sorts of stuff tomorrow. Yeah, I'm doing stock, I'm doing birria beef. I'm doing pork stock. I'm maybe, depending on how things go, I may be grinding. I'm maybe making bacon. Couple options. Okay, that's all in there nicely. Let's put all of this back in the freezer, ready to go. Get that start cooling down. Worry about all this later. Okay, so we got our... I'll wash my hands before I get into the freezer. And sorry, chat, the camera isn't going to be able to follow you around that well. Me around that well over there. Follow me over here, camera. Well, let's actually change scenes here quick. Do I want to sit here? Yeah, I do. It's like, do I want to label all of this? Yes. Sorry if you can hear the AC over here. But these I'm not going to worry about because I can stack them nicely. Definitely need to clean the freezer out. pretty clear, but there's some petrified looking chicken legs in there. Okay, so this is deal with tomorrow stuff. This bin. Skin. 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 Need to break this down a bit more. That's going to go with all of this loveliness here. This is the beginnings of our... I have to go through all of this for cartilage and bone and fun stuff like that, but that's the start to our sausage. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Piggy. I'm gonna leave that whole, because that's good meat. I like cock meat, and so we'll just do a long stew with this. Or actually, do I want to cut the trotter off of it? Nah, I'm just gonna leave it whole. We're gonna freeze you, yeah. Now, back over here to the fridge. Bacon. Let's get the skin off of this bacon. I gave up on it earlier because I wanted to get stuff in the fridge that I was worried about keeping cold. Now we got, at least 80% of it either in the fridge or in the freezer. So we're golden. Well, we'll be golden when 100% is, but we're doing pretty good. How we doing on stream time? How long we been streaming tonight? Two hours? A little bit. I was a little concerned that it was longer. I mean, we don't want any of this out for more than 4 hours. So, I mean, it's been home. Maybe 30, 40 minutes longer than I've been streaming. So, hey, Blue Man. I'm just slowly working away at pulling fat and meat away from the skin on the belly. It's pretty slow going on the actual, like, underbelly part because that's the skin that's not as dry. For anyone just joining in, it's not a normal stream tonight. There's no dinner command. I am simply just breaking down a half pig that I bought earlier today. I've broken it down into several T-bones. So I sacrificed the tenderloin into individual ones with the bone-in chop. And then I did some tomahawks, pork tomahawks. And now we're cleaning up the smaller bits after we got through the big cuts. I'm not going to be using the... Not going to be using the hacksaw much more anymore tonight, if at all. Well, they have machines that do this beautifully. This is only something if you're doing this at home. Smithfield and JB and all of them have all sorts of wonderful toys that the general public could never afford. Part of the reason they get to stay in business. But a lot of this job does, like, meat cutting has never been a glamorous profession in the large scale. Small scale, maybe. You know, butcher's a little bit of... If you really want to know what the meat industry is like, read The Jungle. I read that in, like, high school. Yeah, Scramble's broke. I just started using SprinkleBot chat. Last night was the first night for SprinkleBot. It's still not fully functional. It's still giving me all sorts of errors. I'm not even looking at it right now. It's probably going nuts. I know it's already probably killed my API tokens for YouTube already. Well, Scramble is bothering me. Like, Scramble should be I didn't have time to diagnose it. But Scramble should be working. I fixed Scramble last night. Alright. So now we got our bacon. And I'm going to break the bacon down into pieces that are reasonable for me to use in a couple of streams. Like most everything else here, I'm not going to cure this as one giant batch. Also, it gives me the option to try a couple of different ways of curing it. Like last time I did this, I did several different cures to find out which one I liked the best. I'm going to have to look back and see which one that was. But hopefully we get into this tomorrow. Hopefully we get into starting curing these. No size or weight here. And just sort of like, that looks like a good amount of bacon. Candy bacon? You mean like putting brown sugar on it before I bake it or something? Pouring maple on it before I bake it? I've made candy with bacon in it. There was this one dessert that they learned in baking and pastry that just sort of floated around campus all the time, and it was known as baker's crack. Like, and for years I was using that as sort of like my Christmas like thing. I was doing a butter toffee, and then I was doing different things in the butter toffee, and then coating it with chocolate on both sides. So it's a hard crack toffee coated with chocolate on both sides. But one or two of those years, or maybe even more than that, I don't remember, I put bacon in there. I don't often do that because I like cooking my bacon at too high of a temp to do a bunch of sugar with it. Not that it's bad, it's just not how I normally make my bacon. I throw it on a pan in the oven at 400 degrees, and I'm not doing no 300, 350. Wait a half hour. So that's 5 bags of bacon plus scraps that went into the sausage pile, plus the stomach that I left with the shoulder. Last one going in the water. These are all going in the fridge for now. Somewhere. I think I'm back to having to resort through this again. I think I am going to throw this up in the freezer. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, chat. Do I have room in the freezer for this right now? No. Guessing this getting thrown in this freezer for a couple minutes. Because I need a break, chat. We're at a point where I can take a break because everything is now safe temperature-wise. How you doing, chat? You having a good weekend? My humidity-controlled crisper is now full of bacon. Counter cleanup time. The only last big piece of meat we have to deal with here is the ham. Oops. I moved back over here, camera. Oh. Did I mention that was a 75-pound pig? Well, no, it was a 75-pound half of pig. Yeah, I don't even have it. I need to sit down for a little bit. I am going to take a 15-minute AFK, go sit down, relax for a couple of minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll clean up. I'm not sure what all else I am going to do as far as this tonight. I think I'm going to live with leftovers rather than cook a whole nother meal on stream. I mean, I've got a ton of food already. Why am I cleaning even now? I was supposed to stop. This isn't gonna finish cleaning, so. I guess we can do a final show and tell in case people miss parts. What all I got out of this project. Alright folks, I'll see all of you back here in 15 minutes.
I'm a guitar and play while someone sings. Hi, gang. Do you recognize this mouse guitar? It's just like the one the Mouseketeers gave me. And now Mattel Toy Makers, the people who made my mouse guitar, have a big surprise for you. You can have your very own mouse guitar just like mine. And look, I wrote out all the instructions so you can learn to play the songs we play on the show. Remember, gang, you can now get the mouse guitar wherever toys are sold for only $4. Hey, I almost forgot. Be sure to see the Mouse Guitar Junior, too. Just turn the crank and it plays the Mouseketeer theme song. The Mouseketeer Junior is only $1.80. Be sure to look for this label, gang. You can tell it's Mattel. It's swell.
Univac, the giant electronic brain made only by Remington Rand, takes business statistics from magnetic tape, letters, numbers, and punctuation marks, processing them through its electronic circuits at phenomenal speeds. Univac can compute payrolls electronically, then produce printed checks in a flash. Over 8,000 checks an hour with this high-speed printer. Univac leads the field of electronic computing.
Now, a new creation from Seal Test. Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions. Handy envelopes bring you brand new convenience and ease. Zip, it's open, quick and neat. Just the amount you need, the easy way to serve cottage cheese. The rest stays moist and creamy, ready for next time.
Are they handy? Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions.
So easy to use, quick, and no bother at all.
The rest stays really fresh, moist, and creamy.
Yes, serving cottage cheese was never as easy as this. Seal Test's new square package with handy, ready-to-serve portions. Zip, it's open, simple as can be. The rest stays moist and creamy fresh. You'll love Seal Test cottage cheese in new, ready-to-serve portions. Get some soon.
If you've ever been to Venice, you remember the gondolas and the picturesque waterways. And you remember the food, too. Superb food, prepared with that very special Italian touch. The same special Italian touch that Chef Boyardee sauce with meat can give to your meals over here. Because the recipe for this tangy sauce has been brought over from Italy by this famous Italian chef. Chef Boyardee sauce with meat is made from juicy, sun-ripened tomatoes and tender quality beef, simmered in a spicy sauce that makes a rice and cheese loaf, a casserole, or a spaghetti dish a real Italian-style dish. So when you'd like to add that special Italian touch to your dinner, do it with Chef Boyardee sauce with meat. Try Chef Boyardee sauce with mushrooms, too. Both are prepared from the chef's own Italian recipe.
Alexis Lachine wines are full of flavor. Alexis Lachine wines are dry. Alexis Lachine wines are mellow. Drink an Alexis Lachine wine with any kind of food. Or anytime you feel like relaxing with a drink. Alexis Lachine, fine French wines.
Satisfying cups of pleasure. A coffee break makes the moment right. Fresh aroma, friendly flavor. Make it coffee, make it often, make it right.
To brighten any moment.
Make it coffee.
To enjoy that fresh aroma.
Make it often.
Make it up fresh each time in a clean container. And for full flavor,
Make it right.
and here's how. For each cup of fresh drawn water, use one approved measure of your favorite coffee. That's all, one approved measure per cup.
Satisfying cups of pleasure. A coffee break makes the moment bright. Fresh aroma, friendly flavor. Make it coffee. Make it often. Make it right.
What are you doing here? You ought to be outside with the rest of the kids.
This is where Thanksgiving really begins, isn't it, Edgar?
Well, now, if you're referring to the aroma of roast turkey, I concur.
No, Ray, I was talking about the kitchen. It looks like a real center of hospitality.
Did you say hospitality?
Uh-huh.
That's one thing we're always prepared for around here. Help yourself.
Wouldn't this be a good time for you and your guests to have Coca-Cola, too?
Yes, and Coca-Cola is so delicious, so refreshing, so tempting to any guest when you bring out those familiar bottles with tiny beads of moisture running down their frosty sides, assuring you that the Coke inside is really ice cold. And the good, the gracious, the friendly homes of America are always prepared for hospitality, not only on Thanksgiving Day, but every day all the year around, no matter who comes to call or who happens to drop in. And one of the easiest, simplest, and surest ways in the world to be prepared for hospitality is to have plenty of Coca-Cola in your refrigerator, ice cold and ready to serve all the time. It's a wonderful way to say to folks, so glad you came. Welcome anytime.
Here's an amazing free offer for everyone who's overweight. Even if you've tried other methods and failed, you can still lose ugly fat fast. Yes, thousands can tell you that calometric control is the only safe, sure, effective way to reduce. Now, this package contains the Wonder 10-Day Diet that gives you 3 delicious meals a day, plus a bedtime snack, even includes a jog for your willpower. Yet you take only 3 calometric tablets a day. And here's the sensational free offer. A 30-day supply of wonderful calometric tablets. A certified $3.50 value when you buy the regular calometric way to weight control. You save $3.50. Now, that's a $7 value for only $3.50. A 50% saving. And how can you get your free bottle of calometric tablets? Well, just send in this calometric box top with your name and address. Your druggist will give you a postage-paid envelope already addressed to the calometric company. Now, don't lose hope. Lose weight. Get calometric reducing formula at your drugstore. Send the box top in the free postage-paid envelope. Get your $3.50 bottle of calometric tablets free. Don't wait. Act now.
Wow. Say, you gals think you're lucky you can get Swanson TV turkey dinners, but I say Swanson TV turkey dinners are a bigger break for husbands. Now, you take me. I can be early, I can be late, I can bring pals to dinner anytime I please, and get this, my wife never panics. She just takes Swanson TV turkey dinners from the freezing compartment of our refrigerator when I'm a little off schedule.
Oh, and right you are, Jack. And that is because Mary Lou knows that she can have a swell dinner ready in just 25 minutes.
Right.
And talk about easy. Well, she just pops Swanson TV turkey dinners in a hot oven. You know, they're oven ready in individual heat and serve trays. With Swanson TV turkey dinners, you just heat and you serve big and hearty slices of moist, tender Swanson turkey with grand giblet gravy and special cornbread dressing and fluffy whipped sweet potatoes with golden Swanson butter and garden fresh peas with more butter.
Mother Murphy, lucky me. My wife uses Swanson TV turkey dinners. And make your husband lucky, too. Get Swanson TV turkey dinners, Swanson TV fried chicken dinners, Swanson TV beef dinners from your grocer's big freezer.
Well, no wonder my laundry bill is so high. All those napkins last week.
Doeskin.
What?
You should use Doeskin dinner napkins.
Paper napkins? Oh, no.
I don't mean thin little paper napkins, but Doeskin dinner napkins. You'll love them.
Everybody loves Doeskin dinner napkins. These soft linen-like napkins are 2-ply in smart formal fold, in white and in beautiful pastel colors. And Doeskin dinner napkins are big. They cover your whole lap, and they stay put. What's more, they last throughout the meal, and they leave no lint.
But they are nice. And they would save my linen.
They save you money, too. Doeskin dinner napkins cost only 49 cents for 5 dozen. That's a fraction of a penny apiece.
All right, Dottie.
You'll find Doeskin dinner napkins, Doeskin facial tissues, and other Doeskin products at your favorite grocery, supermarket, department store, or drugstore. Look for the brown dispenser box.
Doeskin.
Morris, America's finest cigarette, presents the Lucille Ball Desiarnaz Show, I Love Lucy. Good evening, and welcome. In a moment, we'll look in on Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, but before we do, may I ask a very personal question? The question is simply this. Do you inhale? Well, I do, and chances are you do too. And because you inhale, you're better off, much better off, smoking Philip Morris. And for good reason. You see, Philip Morris is the one cigarette proved definitely less irritating, definitely milder than any other leading brand. That's why, when you inhale, you're better off smoking Philip Morris. Later in the show, you'll see how you can prove that fact to yourself. But right now, why not light up a Philip Morris and enjoy America's finest cigarette as we watch Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz in I Love Lucy.
Next week, George and Gracie will be brought to you by Carnation.
Hiya, happy boy. Wish you'd been with me today. We saw a great dog show, some beautiful dogs. There was the handsomest poodle, a real beauty, an international champion. His owner gave me some good advice.
There are many dog foods on the market, but the Carnation Company makes the best. It's called Friskies, and it's quality all the way through.
You should have seen the champion collie. He won everything in sight. The handler told me.
A very important part of this champion's diet is meat. That's why we feed him Friskies. The principal ingredient is lean red horse meat. The best you can buy.
So happy, you're getting real quality, and you're going to get your Friskies right now.
Friskies is prepared to the high standards of Carnation Company and guarantees prime-grade nourishment.
And now, from the popular comic strip Peanuts, here are Charlie Brown and his friend.
Why, thank you, Charlie Brown. Thank you, Charlie Brown.
What's the occasion? Has Charlie Brown had another baby sister?
No, Ford has new economy twins, so he's passing out chocolate cigars to everyone.
Everyone?
Yes, everyone.
You bet your boots, everyone. 'Cause it's just like they said. We've got something big to celebrate. And here it is, Ford's Economy Twins for 1960. The economy choice of a lifetime. Oh, I'll bet you've never seen a prettier twosome than this. There's the new size Ford, the Falcon. And next to it, the large economy size Ford, the Fairlane 500. You know, the 60 Fords were featured in the recent issue of Vogue magazine. And when you run your eyes over the elegant good looks of this Fairlane 500, it's sure easy to see why Vogue says Ford means a fashion success. And all this all-new beauty is yours for an all-new price. That's right. This roomier, more luxurious Fairlane 500 is actually priced a whopping $142 less than last year. And as for this pretty Falcon over here, well, just wait till you check its price sticker. It's America's lowest priced six-passenger car. In fact, it's priced up to $124 less than the other compact cars. Look them over in your Ford dealer showroom. Two new Fords, two wonderful new ways to go the finest. Ford's Economy Twins for 1960.
Hi, chat. Welcome back. I have decided that this is primarily where I'm going to leave things tonight. I'm going to put everything together, show everyone what I have accomplished as far as breaking things down, give myself the ability to take a photo or two. But other than that, we're just going to be cleaning up. Tomorrow we're going to be doing grinding sausage, hopefully. Going to be curing bacon, hopefully. Going to be making pork stock and going to be cooking beef birria. So let's get cleaning. So with that, I'm obviously going to be starting earlier and going longer tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be essentially all day. I don't know when I'm going to get started. I have all the stuff basically, so... Why are you making so much noise, Drain? Still making noise. That was a glorious, I don't know, 12, 15, I don't know how long it was, chat. But sitting down, oh, I needed that. It's been a while since I've done that. I used to always throw my mouse on the resting pad on my keyboard all the time. It's been quite a while since I've done that. Nothing's clean in this kitchen. It's not clean either. I didn't have to break out the big storage ones. I might have to if I try and keep that ham bone. Big pot I used for sealing all the bags. Didn't make any new big notches in my cutting board. That's a big plus on today. I was mildly successful with my sawing. I'll show you in a sec. But this board already has several noticeable incidents from past pigs. We've got several cuts where the saw went off the edge over here. Still okay though. Still does its job. Gotta clean the hacksaw, chat. Make sure we get it all clean. Looks clean to me. There's a little paper fuzz there at one point, but for anyone that hasn't taken a hacksaw apart, doesn't know how to use the blade, you just unscrew this end. Like, it tightens. Otherwise it just fits in the hole. Clean our knives, and then we'll start organizing. Canadian steel, by the way. Oh, I guess Portugal. Canadian made, Portugal forged. So we got our 3 packages of pork butt. One in the center's got the extra bit of bacon attached to it. Let's see if I can't get you to follow me over there a little bit. Yeah, warm up. Okay. Pork butt / pork shoulder divvied up. We've got at least 3 individuals. We got our T-bones. Now we have it, chat. We've got our tomahawks, which these ones here, we've got 4 of these that are double bone. Still need to be cleaned. The bones still need to be cleaned, but otherwise all set to go. Cleaned off the skin on those. We've got 4 of the 5. We've got another one in the fridge of the T-bones, where we got the tenderloin with the loin and the bone. We've got 3 of the single tomahawks. And we're going to have sausages, we're going to have stock. All of this meat that's in the ham here, I am going to be putting into sausages or into sausage grind, into ground pork. I'm not a big fan of ham otherwise, and it's a pretty large cut to use for anything else. So that's pretty much all going into the grind, which is why I'm putting that off until tomorrow. This is all going either stock, maybe. I don't know if I can get this clean enough. I don't know if I can get the fat cleaned up enough in order to do nice pork scratchings, cracklings. We got more meat than I need to divvy up here that's also going to go in the grind. I definitely want to try and get the ham bone in with our stock. Two hocks for upcoming things. One of them with the shank, hawk with the shank, and one just a hawk. Not smoked though. Not smoking any bit. But that also makes it sort of like all the bacon. I didn't get all the bacon out. Photo time. I can't even get it all in with that, see? Let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thigh T-bones. All right. So now we need to pack this to throw in the freezer. There's our tomahawks. Stick with the 2-inchers. You need a bag. Getting lucky on bags. I bought the wrong stuff here. Might need more when it comes to dealing with the sausage. Oh, what did we miss out on? What did you do, CK? Welcome in, CK. Welcome in, not Walkman. Check what's going on here. What'd you redeem? Hydrate. Definitely need hydrate. Hi, Kitchen View. I'm tired and sore in ways that I haven't been since I was working professionally in the kitchen. We have all sorts of pork in this house today. We have a fresh ham, which is the only last big piece of this hog that's still existing. I'm currently in front of 5 bags of uncured bacon, or just belly, that I've divvied up into baconable pieces. But we're pretty much wrapping things up here. I'm just about actually to call it for tonight. Gonna be back here tomorrow all day. That'll work for that. That'll work for that. I need more room for that. Okay, ham going back in. Hi, Kitchen View. Yes, there is a VOD, both here on Twitch and on YouTube. Twitch doesn't keep VODs very long, though. So that is available if you want to go back through today's stream. I did have Half Pig here to start the stream. Got it without the head or the offal. I didn't get a kidney or the lard on the inside, the good lard. They stole that from me. But otherwise, Half Pig. Got quite a bit of meat out of it. Got some nice cuts that, like, the major reason at this point that I'm sort of doing this is I can do different cuts that are more fun, different to do on stream. So we got a whole bunch of tomahawks. I got a whole bunch of double tomahawks. I got a whole bunch of T-bones. I sacrificed the tenderloin and sliced it with the loin and the bone. So yeah. And we're going to have stock tomorrow. We're going to have grinding the meat tomorrow. I don't know if we're really going to get into doing flavorings, but we're going to do the basic grinding. Going to be doing, like I said, I'm going to be doing stock, so we're going to be streaming all day tomorrow. Going to be doing beef birria from scratch. Not tacos. Beef birria. I've done it like a couple of weeks ago. It's like a 4-hour deal. We're doing it again. I rushed it last time. This time we're going to do it proper, slow. And I'll enjoy some of that for Sunday dinner. And then the rest of that we're going to turn into ramen on Monday, when I'm going to be doing more of the pork. Next stage is we're going to be finishing up our stock. I'm going to be bagging that. I don't know, do I have... I might have a menu set for Monday in the calendar. Oh yes, I do. We're taking the beef birria from Sunday and we're turning it into a quick ramen. I'm not going to be making ramen noodles or anything intricate like that, but we're going to take our brand new pork stock, we're going to combine that with the beef birria and add ramen. So that's Monday. Lots of fun stuff happened. I hope you come back to join me, but I think we're going to call it here for tonight. We got all the skin to deal with. Need to see if we can do cracklings, or, like, my understanding, we want to get basically all of the fat off of the skin before you do cracklings. I could be wrong on that, but gonna have to check that out. I will definitely be doing I'll definitely be starting my cure on the bacon tomorrow. I will not be smoking it. I'm doing an unsmoked bacon for that. I mean, you can find smoked bacon anywhere. Why not do something a little different that you can have fun stuff with? I may or may not cure one of those batches and may just leave it as belly for maybe an upcoming dinner of just doing belly. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, chat. I hope to see you back here bright and early tomorrow. I say bright and early. I'm thinking somewhere between 10 and noon in the morning. So not bright early, but for me, normally starting at 4:30, we're starting early tomorrow. I hope you all have a great weekend. I'm going to go enjoy my leftovers from last night. I still got that other half of a coffee rub pork tenderloin with the harissa and the apricot and mashed taters and the cauliflower. Yeah. I hope you all have a great night.